Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy and today we're going to be doing another full review episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. Always good to have somebody else joining on the fun here. All my returning viewers, keep coming back. Keep coming back. So today we're going to be doing a full review of the Tomintoul TLath. 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 It's like plah. Plah. TLath. So yeah, it is the gentle dram. That's what the TLath in Gaelic means. It means gentle or smooth, or it's mellow, not smooth, but sort of easygoing. That's what we're talking about. Easygoing, Speyside, Glenlivet, single malt Scotch whiskey. TLath, the Gaelic meaning is gentle or mellow. Right there on the bottle. Sometimes it'll bite you twice because you just are not paying attention. 40% alcohol by volume. Let's go ahead and get a look at that backside, shall we? Tomintoul. There you are. Imported by Medec Wine and Spirits, New York, New York. There we are. Let's go ahead and get that pour on a cork pop. That's pretty nice. All right. Yeah, I was doing those mini flights again, and I realized that during I was pouring those things, I realized that I don't pour myself as much as I think I was pouring. But anywho, so this is a non-age stated, and it says it was rested in American oak ex-bourbon barrels, but it doesn't give us exactly how long that took place. So the thing about Tomintoul is they have almost an expression in every finishing, basically, that there is to do. Like, they do have a sherry, they do have port, they do have oloroso, they have wine, they have several different wines. So this might be a line to kind of go down on, shall we? So let's go ahead and get it under the nose. So yeah, you're getting some of that American oak ex-bourbon. Once you've had enough of those, you're definitely gonna know what we're talking about. It's just like an Isla, but an Isla, it's kind of unfair because an Isla, there's nothing else like it. Not really. Not really. It's like the Glenlivet. Those have a very unique signature, and then once you have it, you have it. It's like Buffalo Trace, Jack Daniels. They all have that signature, very distinct noting. This is a Glenlivet. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But we're gonna break out real quick. Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale off camera. I'm gonna try and nail this down. Looks like a medium brown. Looks like a medium brown, pretty much spot on. Mr. Randy did pay $42.96 out the door for this. 40% alcohol by volume. And yes, you're definitely getting Glenlivet. So let's go ahead and let's take a step forward and for this acclamation pour. Yeah, it's got that back end sting of Glenlivet. It has sort of like a back end sort of stinger. Like everything just sort of shifts immediately to the back, and then it kind of works its way back to the front. Sometimes I feel like I get better nosings. I can pull out better characters after I've had the initial pour and the acclimation palating. There's definitely, I want to say there's almost like a mix of dark fruit with some light honeysuckle. And then you got that American ex-bourbon, so you got the oak, and you got that vanilla, caramel, and spice. So sometimes you can do it just right, and you get something very unique, very signature. So let's see where we get on the palate. So let me go ahead and run into the second one real quick. Sorry, I pulled away too quickly. It's got some good viscosity. It does transfer well to the mouth. Lots of spice. Roof of the mouth, top of the tongue. Don't usually get that around these parts. So channel today, we're going to showcase on my show, on my video, is going to be Johnny Drinks. Just move that out of the way. He does libations of sorts as well, but he also does food. He does recipes and shows you how to make stuff, and it's a pretty good channel. It has a lot of mixing of not just what to drink, but what to eat with the drinks, which I can appreciate that. Now, most of these I don't really drink with meals except for wines. But everything that I showcase on the channel is strictly libation alone. I don't pair it with anything while we're doing the reviews. So if I have a bottle of wine, I said, man, you know what this would really go good with? Like some pork or something, like a nice braised pork. And then I have to go out and get a second bottle for the meal. I don't ever take away from the review process. But he's got a pretty good channel. He doesn't do it alone. Most of his videos I've watched, it is of him alone. He does all sorts of libations. He does, you know, whiskey, Scotch. He does vodka. I think he does mezcal. I don't think I've seen a mezcal video, but I know he does tequila. He's got some pretty good takes on stuff, and he has valuable information to share. And thank you for sharing. So let's go ahead and let's get this next one. I can get one more out of this before that final. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That way these videos will come to you as soon as they're uploaded. Okay, let's go ahead and get this finished. So as I work this palate, let's talk about the finish. Sorry. As I work the finish, let's talk about the palate. There is some toffee, some nutmeg, sure. Hazelnut, definitely. Shortbread, I don't know about that one. But I do get some white pepper. Yes, I do get some white pepper. This is a really nice one. This is one that I would recommend to a bourbon drinker who wants to try a Scotch. Because it has that same sort of intensity as a good bourbon does. It has a good intensity for Scotch. But there's more complexity added to the bourbon. I'd like to know what distillery they source their barrels from, but you can't always get everything, right? They share, but they don't share a lot. So yeah, I get some toffee and some nutmeg, white pepper, more hazelnut than nutmeg, really. So the finish, it's got quite a bit on the tongue, actually. That's relatively nice. Haven't had this kind of tongue action in a while. Got some good heat that builds up in the background. A little bit in the jowls and the cheeks. Just a slightest bit in the gums. But that heat took a little bit to build up, but now it's sitting very nicely at a solid 2. And that's about where we're at. Solid 2 on the heat on the back end with some cheeks and jowls sort of numminess. Majority of the taste the flavor has gone away, and now you just left the effects and that heat in the back end. Well, I'm not going to keep you any further than that, so let's go ahead and put a score on it. Whew. Kind of a more on the upper range for pricing for such a thing. That's just my opinion. I haven't really gone down the line of Tomintoul yet, but this is the first entry into their line. While I work on the score, let's go ahead and talk about the fair price. I would actually prefer to see this under 40 out the door. Like I did pay a little over, I said almost $43 out the door, and that's fine. I think it's going to click here in a second. Well under 40. I think mid 30s out the door. But no, I kind of 35 to 40. No more than 40. I think it's pushing it because, I mean, I know I probably pay less than most people do for some of these bottles, for a lot of these bottles. But on average, this is a $40 to $45 bottle on the shelf in most places. And if you go to like sort of like the indie shops, the independently owned and operated, they're going to be closer to 50. So yeah, I'm pretty fortunate I can get some of these bottles for pretty good prices. Would I buy this again? No. I mean, it's a good experience, don't get me wrong, which is going to bring us back around, total circle, back to the score. Because Tomintoul has so many, I mentioned it earlier, they have finishing casks in all varieties. Like every single one that you could think of, they got one. They have a Madeira cask. I think I had a Madeira cask once. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but man, that makes me want to go out and find a bottle of Madeira wine and trying that, just so I can get a good baseline to understand. It's like sherry. I had a greater appreciation for sherry finished Scotch and other libations, of course, after I had a couple of good bottles of sherry. Yeah, it does make a difference if you know the source. If you've never had any kind of wine or anything that's been, you know, like rum, if all you've had was basically Scotch, then you I don't know, I wouldn't say you can fully appreciate it, but it'd be better for you to fully appreciate it if you've had the sourcing of these cask finish. My score on this, I'm going to give it a weak 4 out of 5. It is pretty good in many ways, but also falls flat in some other ways. Kind of pricey for how I feel the quality of it is, but it's not subpar. It's pretty good. Just, there's a few holes, little trip-ups you have, little pitfalls. I'd like to see it in a higher percentage ABV. That would be nice. I think that would help carry, like a 43% would definitely help carry this a little bit longer. The flavor profile falls relatively flat relatively quickly. It's not a dead drop as soon as it comes in. Like I said, the palating's fine. You get pretty good things, but it's like by the time you really get, hey, I know what that is, and then it's gone. Then it's just now everything is down, but except for just a slight little hit of the heat from the back end. So there it is. In the comment section, let me know, where are you at? What are you drinking? What's going on in the world of libations around you? Have you had a Tomintoul? If you have, let's talk about it. Have you had this one? What do you think? As always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. We'll call it a good one. I mean, still, it's a good one.